guys. Hello. Hi, everyone. Hello. Happy Valentine's Day to you all. Hi. I know I'm just like a few minutes behind. I was trying to find my robe that matches this, but thankfully I had already turned the heat on down here, so I'll be all right. Hi, guys. How's everyone doing? Hi, Shonda. Happy Valentine's Day to you. Hello. Hi. Hi, everyone. How are you doing today? Hello, hello, hello. Do you have on your princess PJ? I went out trying to find The Little Mermaid. Of course, I couldn't find anything, so I just did the best I could. How's everyone doing tonight? Let's share. Hi, Danielle. Why are you on this live and you're not out at the party? Why? I wasn't expecting to see you tonight. Danielle, I thought you were supposed to be at this party. I was just getting ready to tell everyone about your event tonight, and you're here. We want all the details. Hi, Pamela. How are you? Good to see you. I thought about you. I was like, let me try to push it back just a little bit more so that everyone can get on. Yeah. I think I'm going to have to try to find my room. Hi, Wendy. How are you? Thanks for joining. Hi, guys. Happy Valentine's Day to you guys. I got you guys something. Where is it? Little Michael probably took it. Happy Valentine's Day. I bought you guys crowns. I think Michael took them. Hi, Patrina. How are you? Hi, Miss Bay. How are you? How are you guys doing tonight? Hello. Hi. Oh, the DJ's late. Ooh, late, and there are, of course, way more women than men. Oh, Daniel, I'm so sorry. Oh, wow. Well, thanks for joining me. Hi, Simone. Hi, guys. We're doing the I Don't Have a Date Tonight pajama save the cookie PJ party. Hi, Shoniqua. I don't want to mess up people's names because people get really defensive with their names. Hi, I'm out, but the DJ's late, so it has started. Yet, and it's more females than men. Yes, there's always more women than men. I can count the guys. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. But hopefully, someone will see you and approach you. Hi, guys. You guys know I'm always drinking something, so I have my tea tonight. I'll try to match with my outfit tonight. And I actually bought another cup like this for someone, but she's not on, I don't think. How's everyone doing? What did you guys do for Valentine? Well, thankfully you're here with me. Did anyone get any flowers? I got flowers, of course. Hi, Dwayne. How are you? Thank you guys for jumping on with me. Hi, Everett. How are you? And we're going to be talking about saving my cookie. Yes, Patrina, I hope you're saving your cookies because my brother's not here. So I hope you're I was going to call you today to find out when he's coming back. Hi, Cherise. Thanks for jumping on. Hi, guys. Let me share. Let me just invite a few more lovely ladies. We're going to talk about a few guys that I dropped. We're talking about, of course, how to gather data on the guys we meet. We're going to talk about a few of the guys I dropped. And we're going to talk about how I almost dropped my husband. Yes. Hi, Elaine. Thanks for jumping on. And was it today? I think it was today. I asked him, I said, remember that time when I wasn't talking to you and we met in the Home Depot parking lot? He said, not really. I seriously got a Christmas Santa Claus mug with dusty candy from a coworker. Oh my God, Shonda. It was old. Oh, he's back and he got the... Oh! Oh, well, thank God. Katrina. Oh, goody. I was wondering, like, how long was he gone for? I didn't know. Hi, my granddaughter just left. Oh, see, thank you, Elaine. That's why I thought about just pushing it back just a little bit. And maybe that will give you ladies a few more minutes. And of course, you know, I was sleeping. I was sleeping. Hi guys. Thanks for joining. Let me just share. Let me just try to share with a few, invite a few of the ladies, and then we're gonna jump right in it. Yeah, I'm so excited. Oh, by the way, say hello to my guests, my very special guests, Princess Ariel. Her little skirt is falling over her. Say hi. She is my favorite princess. Yeah, we're matching today. See her? Not exactly her hair. Um, 4 days. Oh, that was quick. That was quick, Katrina. He was gone for 4 days. This is Ariel. Say hi, Ariel. Hello, Princess Ariel. Yes, thank you, Elaine. And do you see the other sign right here? That sign that says Nap Queen. Yeah. Yeah, Princess Ariel is with us tonight. Say hi, Princess Ariel. Hi, 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 hi. And let's see who else we have. Who is this? This is which one is this one? Belle. Lexa would have to come tell me. Cinderella. No, this is Bella. And this must be Panzarella? Oh, I should have asked Lexa which one this is. But this is my favorite one. This is the only one that matters. Ariel is the only one that matters. Yes, Ariel. I already combed her hair. Put her up over here on the books. She likes to read like me. Yeah. Hope you guys like my little scenery that I did for you guys. I did something a little different. Hubbylicious was up there earlier just nailing and taking stuff out. And Rapunzel, yes, thank you, Shonda. I figured that was her with her long hair. Yeah. Hi, Victoria. Hi. Okay, so let me share. Hi, Carlington. How are you? Let me share, and then we're going to jump right in it. I hope you guys have something to drink. You know, I have my tea. I think I'm having berry something. I'm always drinking something, so hopefully you guys have your tea. And of course, I have some water. I actually was going to have some apple cider, but I didn't want to be accused of drinking. So I'll stick to the water. Yeah. Okay, guys, so let me just invite a few more ladies just to share the event, and then we're going to jump right into it, talking about how to gather data on the guys you meet. Not wasting time. If they're not who you want, they're not what you want, it is time to move on. Okay, and where is, let's see here. Share, let's share. Well, I hope you guys got something for Valentine's Day. Did you guys see my flowers? I shared it on my page. Hi, Dawn. Hello. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about, you know, gathering data on the guys we, hi, Audra. How are you? And remember, I had shared in another live how I dropped a guy that, you know, wanted me to get bigger boobs. And it's just trying not to waste time, you know. Time is of the essence. We don't have time to waste on guys that we know um it's not the one, right? So your flowers pretty. Thank you. Hey, we love your nail color. Thank you. Know this is Lexi's color, Victoria. I had on the baby pink on my toe, and I was like, oh no, that's not. So I did Alexia's color this time. Thank you guys. Yeah, so I shared with a few people, and I'm just giving the ladies a few more minutes to jump on. Let's see, where's Missy over here? She was waiting up. I hope she didn't fall asleep. Yeah. Do you guys like my scenery? I changed a little bit for you guys today. And let's see. Let's see. I posted yesterday how I dropped many guys who let me just who did not have the income. And some people got upset. But I have known many women who have married men who were not able to provide, and then they marry them and nag them to death. So you just don't marry someone who you're not comfortable with. Oh, Coco, I just sent you a message. Yeah. Hello. Hi, Coco. I put my foot down this year. I am eliminating anything that doesn't align with the life that I want. Yes. Stop wasting time. We waste so much time trying to convince guys to choose us, or, you know, we waste a lot of time trying to make them the one. And I remember when I was about 19 years old, and this guy came to I think we went to school together. He was a young minister. He really liked me. I wasn't interested. He was determined to meet my father. You know, my father's a pastor. I already know what the type of guys that I should bring to meet my dad, right? So he showed up at my church. 3-piece suit. Remember those suits back in the days where the jacket was all the way down here? I never liked those. Even though they look great on my father, I just never liked them. So he came to the church. He wanted to talk to my dad, but of course it was Sunday. So, you know, he was, Dad, he's not really talking to anyone. You have to come back, make an appointment to see him. So he told my dad, okay, well, we're going to, hi, Kimberly. How are you? Are you feeling better? Did you get your honey and lemon tea? So I remember my dad say, go out with him. Pay attention to him. You know, interview him. See, remember all the things I've told you? Just pay attention to the things that I told you. So I was 19, so he was maybe 20, 21. And so we didn't have a car. He didn't have a car. I didn't have a car. I remember we're South Orange Avenue and Stuyvesant Avenue, so he got a cab. Okay, so he got in the cab. Lexi was about 3, because I remember Lexi being a little girl. He got in the cab, and Lexi and I was still outside. So I was like, okay. Hi, Jean. Okay. Hi. Hi, Camille. Welcome. Thank you. Okay, so we went to the restaurant. It was Fridays on Route 22. This really stuck in my head because I remember my dad saying, Go with him. Go out. Go to dinner with him. Interview him. Remember, everything we talk about, just pay attention. So we got to the restaurant and he jumped out. Lexi and I was still in the car. He jumped out. He had already paid the cab. He jumped out, walked to the door. Lexi and I was still in the car. Okay, so I'm paying attention. So, okay, me and Lexi got out. So by the time Lex and I got out of the cab, he had already opened the door and was in the restaurant. Okay, paying attention. Okay, all right. Hi, Dennis. How are you? So we got to the restaurant. Waitress sat us down. He didn't pull out my chair. Okay. So we sat, we ate, we talked. He blew his nose at the table. Big no-no. Then he had you know, he was picking his teeth with the fork. Oh my God, that was it. That was it. That was it. Ooh. I never, I never forgot. I don't even remember his name. I remember him. If I see him today, I'll remember his name, his face. But I just remember those things where, you know, and being a gentleman is number three. Number three on my list. Number three on I Love Fridays. Yes. I haven't been there in a long time, though. I haven't been there in a long time. So being a gentleman is number three on my list. Though at 19, yes, a fork, okay? At 19, I don't remember if I had my list down packed like I did when I was in my 30s and met my husband. But I knew I didn't want that. I didn't want a man that didn't open the door for me. I didn't want a guy who was at the table picking his teeth. Come on, who picks their teeth at the table in a restaurant? How disgusting, right? So just pay attention, guys. A lot of things, it's just paying attention. I'm still working on my list. Very good, Coco. Very, very, very good. A lot of things, it's just paying attention to what they say and what they do. Okay, so let me get here. And I have a lot of these. And of course, some of them are, it's the same person. But I just kind of split up. Okay, so one of the things I talked about on one of my other lives, my number one in a guy was he had to be born again. Okay, so we were talking about this on another post today about a guy being, she said, oh, he said he doesn't like to be called a Christian or say he's a Christian. And she was a little offended. And so I jumped on and said, well, actually, he's right. Okay, Jesus never told us to be Christians. He told us to be born again. And actually, the term Christian, hi, Kevin. How are you? How you doing? The term Christian was a derogatory term that was used to describe the followers of Christ. So you guys know I'm from Jamaica. So when I came here, I noticed everybody was a Christian. And I was like, no, that's not it, the way it is back home. Because back home, unless you are actually living the life, baptized, you're born again, you're living for Christ, you do not call yourself a Christian. You just don't. But I realized when I got here, it was like everybody was a Christian. They don't even go to church, and they're a Christian. So from that point, I started to say he had to be born again. So that's a question I asked guys when I met them. Are you born again? And usually some guys, they'll say, born again? Why I need to be born again? Ain't nothing wrong with me. And then there were the spiritual guys who, spiritual, like, what does that mean? Are you born again? No, I don't need to be born again. And then there were the guys who were not born again. And they would say, well, you could come and talk to me about Jesus. And I shared how my dad told me, give them my number and tell them to call me and I'll talk to them about Jesus. And that just cracks me up until today. And I asked him, I said, remember you used to tell me that? He was like, I sure did. I sure did. I sure did. So just try not to waste time, guys, because time is of the essence. We don't have time to waste trying to get somebody to get to the place that he needs to be, trying to get a builder Bob to be in the place that he needs to be. We don't have time for that, especially us we're in our late 30s and 40s, and we don't have time for that. Okay. I had already shared about one guy who said he didn't eat leftovers. And I'm like, leftovers is big in my house. This was when Lexi and I, it was just still Lexi and I. So I have never cooked every day. When I cook 2 or 3 meals per time, because Lexi brings lunch to school. I bring lunch to school, to work. Mike, even now, Mike brings lunch sometime. So he was like, well, I don't eat leftovers. And I'm looking at him like, you don't eat leftovers? What you mean you don't eat leftovers? No, he wanted his wife to cook every day. I was like, okay, well, do I get to quit my job and stay home? Oh, well, no, we're not going to be able to afford for you to quit your job to stay home. Okay, so I can't quit my job and stay home because you're not able to provide completely for the family. But then you need a home cooked meal every day. And this was also the same guy that said he didn't believe in doing anything in the home because that was a woman's job and a woman's responsibility. Hi, Katrina. And he was also the same guy that says he doesn't even believe in helping with the children. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I could understand not helping around the house, right? I could understand that. But the babies, so that means I can never leave them with you. You're never going to give them a bath. You will never change a diaper. I can never run to get my nails done and leave the baby with you, because if the baby poops, then the baby's going to sit in the poop until I come home because you just don't believe in changing the baby. Bye. Dropped him. Yes, I did. And by the way, I made more than he did. Okay. I made a whole lot more. Hi, Danielle, the other Danielle. Hi, Danielle. How are you? I made a whole lot more than he did. So, there you go. Another reason why I dropped a guy. Hi, Shonda. Oh, this is another Shonda. Okay, double names today. Many of you guys know that I'm a mom of a special needs child. And I met this guy, and two of the first things I usually share with guys is, one, I'm a born again believer. And 2, I'm a mom of a special needs child. So I usually put those things out up front just in case those are things that they don't want to be bothered with. You know, like the guy that had 5 kids. I refuse to even meet with him and go out with him because I'm like, 5 kids? Who's going to take care of 5 kids? Not me. So this one guy I met, very nice guy. And he was like, well, you know, your daughter's getting ready to be older, and, you know, maybe you can put her in a home. No, we're not going to put my daughter in a home. So, of course, that was it for that one. That was it. I think I probably got up and walked out. I don't even remember if it was on the phone or something. Hi, Kim. Welcome. How are you? See, what a lot of women do is try to convince the guy to accept your lifestyle. No, you know, she can stay. Oh no, she'll be out of your way. And no. Once someone is not where you need them to be, it's just best to let it go and move on, because that is something that's always going to come back. Oh, you know, you need to put her in a home. You know, she's going to be 25 this year. She can go live in a home. She could go and live in assisted living. She don't need to be here with us. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And so that's why when I met guys, those were the 2 first things I told them up front, because I didn't want to waste time. Okay, let's talk about his income. As I mentioned, I met a few guys who made a whole lot less than I did. And I had already made up in my mind that I was not dating guys who made less than I made Because then the responsibility of being the provider would be on my shoulder, and I'm not going to do that. And so my number 4, guys, so my number 1 was he had to be born again. My number 2 was he had to be a tither, because there are a lot of people who are born again who does not believe in tithing. That is their right. And I feel as if tithing is like your relationship with Christ. Tithing is like your health. It's personal. A person's relationship with Christ is personal. A person's tithing is personal. Hi, Nicole. Welcome. A person's health is personal. Hi, Mark. Welcome. And so whatever that person decide about their faith in Christ, tithing, and their health, it's on them. And I just do not believe we have a right to tell people how to live their life, or you must be a tither, or you must lose weight. You know, I don't like that. I think that's a personal decision. And so that's why we have to be careful, ladies, when we choose our husbands. If you want a man that is born again, then you might not want to marry a man who says he's spiritual but he's not born again. Okay? Or hi, Lynette, who is not a tither. I cannot tell you the number of women I know who fight with their husbands daily, weekly, to pay tithes. I mean, that's not something I want to live with. That's not something I want to deal with. And I shared how, tithing was my number 2, because I've seen so many women in churches, churches fighting their husbands to pay tithes. One lady I know, she was a Catholic. She converted she became born again. And they were coming to our church, and her husband didn't believe in tithing. So pastor was teaching on tithing. So she heard the tithing. So she started tithing. She talked to him about tithing. So he was like, I'm not tithing. You know what she did? She tithed her income and his income from her pay stubs. I do not want a man that makes less than me. I've been the breadwinner before, and I'm not going there. Thank you, Coco, because people get offended and people get like, oh my God, how could you say that? But here is a sister who was a breadwinner. And what are you saying before? And you're not going there because all the responsibility is on you. Okay, God did not create women to be providers. As single moms, we provide because we have to. But to be married and you're still the breadwinner, no way. Okay, so we just have to be careful, ladies. If you want somebody that's born again, make sure he's really born again. Make sure he's really saved. Tithing, whatever your list is, make sure, and ladies, make sure your list is practical. Okay, I've been working with a couple of ladies, and I've seen a couple of lists in other groups, and they're not practical. They're all spiritual. Okay. Oh, he got to be able to know all 66 books of the Bible. Oh, he got to pray 6 hours a day. He has to fast 40 days a week. Hi, Chi-Chi. How are you? Welcome. Thanks for jumping on. God's First for Days. We got evicted when I was out on maternity leave. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. This is what happened. You are the breadwinner. You on maternity leave. You have to run back to work. Because if you don't go back to work, you're going to be evicted. There you go. Thank you for sharing, Coco. Thank you. When I had the little Michael, I took 6 months off, and I wanted to take more. And I just didn't want my pension to be messed up. So, but we didn't miss a beat because my husband does not depend on my income. Okay? My income is like candy money. He said, what you doing with that? Girl, put that away. What are you doing? Put that away. When you're breadwinners, you can't take no 6 years. No, 6 months. I know one of my other coworkers, she took a whole year. You know, her husband had a great job, and she took a year. And then I've known women. I know one girl that came back to work in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. This was before we started getting disability. 2 weeks. And I'm like, what are you doing here? She said, girl, you know he a bum. If I don't come back to work, where we gonna live at? 2 weeks she came back to work. Okay? You know, there are guys on here. I'm not going to say it, but ladies, you can just imagine what I'm thinking in my head. 2 weeks after having a baby. 2 weeks? Really? Okay? That's right. I want my money to be the gravy, not the meat and potatoes. Exactly. I've known women who run back to work after 6 weeks. I just can't imagine. I need to be home with my baby. I cried when I had to go back to work. And I cried the first time I had to leave him. My husband's boss had a dinner at his house. They had just bought a huge, beautiful, beautiful home. And they had a dinner and invited us over. And that was my first time leaving the baby. And I was like, oh, I miss my baby. And I was just eating. And you had to sit, it was like 30 people. And you had to sit beside someone you didn't know. So, of course, you know, if I'm with my husband, I'm okay. I'm comfortable. I'm leaned up on him. But then I'm sitting beside another Michael. I think he's or across from him. And there was another lady sitting next to me. And the Michael across from me was saying, that's Janice. That's the other Michael's wife. And this is her first time leaving the baby. And she said, oh, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. I was just eating and crying. I was like, I miss my baby. They were laughing at me. You know, the people around me, they were laughing. The moms, they was like, oh, girl, you'll be all right. You'll be okay. But I just can't imagine running back to work after 2 weeks, you know, or 6 weeks. And I've known many women to have to go through that, run back to work because, you know, the man is not able to provide. And this is why my dad told me, he said, baby girl, the least a husband can do is to put a roof over your head and food on your table. So when I was choosing my husband and gathering data on the guys I met, if he was not able to do that, I was not interested. If he needed my money, if he needed my income to put a roof over my head and food on my table, I was not interested. And y'all know I got married late. I was almost 36 when I got married. I got married at 35. I got married May, and I turned 36 that October. So, you know, I was already living and doing my life. I wasn't about to get a Build-A-Bob. I prefer to stay by myself than to get a Build-A-Bob. You know, and they have the baby and have to run back to work. No, thank you. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm not going to give you all of these. Premarital counseling. There was one guy who said he did not want to go to premarital counseling. I'm keeping my eye on my clock. Premarital counseling is huge for me because I think that the counselors can pick up on a lot of other things that you can't pick up on, right? So I do believe in counseling with your pastor, but I also believe in going to outside counseling, getting a certified marriage counselor to talk with you. And so Michael and I, we believe in continual counseling because there's a scripture in the Bible that talks about the little foxes spoil the whole vine. And my godmom, she got a divorce after being married for 30 years. And I asked her, I said, Ma, 30 years? You was married 30 years, you got a divorce? She was like, yeah. So I said, well, what did you go through? Hi, Lauren. How are you? Welcome. I was like, 30 years married, and then you got a divorce? And she said, yeah, because they were always there. There were things that were always there that were never fixed, that she got up one day. She said, She woke up one day and she realized if she did not leave him, she would end up in the poorhouse. This is, he was a pharmacist. He took a second mortgage out on the house. She didn't know. You know, women in those days. My godmother was going to be 95 next month. So, you know, those back in those days, the women, they didn't know. Second mortgage on the business. He lost the business and they came for the house. She was 50. She got up. She went back to school. She got her certificate. She became a teacher, home economic teacher, and she taught from the time she was 50 something. She retired when she was 72. And she's 95 next month, and she is living like the Queen of England. And she's the one that taught me so much about finances and budgeting and investing. And I listened to her, and I'm listening to her, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to choose a husband who is not good with money or is a waster. No, 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 no. And so going back to premarital counseling, there's a lot of things they can pick up on that we don't miss up. So my husband and I, we go see our counselor 3, 4, maybe 5 times a year. And we saw him in December. So about March, he'll call or he'll email Michael or he'll text me and say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, haven't heard from you guys. When are you guys going to come and see me? And so what the continual counseling does is it keeps the marriage fresh, and it provides an atmosphere where we could just sit down and talk. And the last time we went, we just sat down, we talked, we caught up, and how's the kids, and and this, and so is anything bothering you? Do you want to talk about anything? And oh, you know that. And so this way, you always have a third party. You know, was Michael do something? We had one incident. This was years ago. And I spoke to Michael about it a couple of times. It was involving extended family. And I'm like, well, okay, I don't want him to think I'm nagging. So I called. I said, hi, Doc. We need to come in and sit down and talk to you. And so we went in, we sat. I said my part. And the doctor got his pen out, his notebook, and he said, now, this, and he turned to my husband, and he went at it. I just sat there like, because see, I didn't want my husband to think I'm nagging, okay? You don't want to be a nag, ladies, okay? That's why that third party is important. And that third party cannot always be your pastor. Stop stressing the pastor out, okay? If you have health insurance, they cover it. So call you a marriage counselor. Okay? Don't be stressing out your pastor. I already talked about not having enough money. Oh, another one. So most of you guys know my father, who I refer to as my father, is not my biological father. He's my spiritual father. I met him when I was 17 years old. Lexa was like 4 months. And he became my spiritual father. So he's my father, okay? He's my dad. He gave me away for my wedding. He counseled me. That's who I call my father. If I talk about my biological father, I'll usually say my biological father. So this guy, really liked him. Nice guy. And so I said, well, my biological father, we're not really close, and my spiritual dad's been in my life since I was a teen. And so, we were talking about marriage. We went to look at some rings and stuff. We went to Tiffany's. We were looking at rings. And I remember we were at the park. Never forgot it, right here. And he said, well, I'm not asking your spiritual father for his blessing, and I'm not asking him for your hand in marriage. I turned and I looked at him. I said, what did you say? He said, that's not your father. I'm not. So I said, well, I've explained to you that my spiritual father is my father, okay? My biological dad is just going to send me some money. My spiritual father, he's the one that has talked to me. Janice, do this, don't do that. Break up with him. Leave him alone. He's not right. Girl, that's the devil. Girl, he's just trying to sleep with you. So my spiritual father is the one. That was it. That was the last time I went out with him again. We had already went to Tiffany's. We didn't pick a ring, but we looked at some rings. And I just leaned back and he's calling. I haven't heard from you. Do you want to go out now? Well, what happened? I just moved on. You see, ladies, you have to set your standards and stick to it. Okay? Set it and stick to it. And so I just let him go. So I'm going to talk about my college sweetheart. My college sweetheart. And then my husband. So my college sweetheart. My first true love. I met when I was 19. His name was Vernon. His name was Vernon. We met at Bible camp, right? It was like a instant attraction, right? Because I love a man that is saved, filled with the Holy Ghost, that loves the Lord. And he was all of that. Okay. I mean, he was so anointed. He had the grease was just running off it. And we talked. We were back then, you have a phone. Hi, Patrice. Back then, you have a phone. You're on the phone all night. I love you. I love you so much. Oh my God. I just can't wait for us to get married. He had, when I met him, he was graduating from college. So he was like 23, 24. I was 19. And so I'm going to talk about this in another video. He had came to visit me one time. And he got on my nerves. So I just went off on him. So the relationship changed from there. But we still tried. And my dad, I was talking to my dad about him, and my dad was like, you know what, daughter. Whenever he called me daughter, I'm like, huh? Because I know he's about to say something. Daughter, you love him more than he loves you, and you need to let it go. I was like, what? What that mean? He was like, you need to let him go. He's not the one for you. You love that boy too much. I was like, but am I not supposed to love him? Yeah, you're supposed to love him, but you love him too much. You love him more than he loves you. And I was like, but that don't make no sense. I was 19, 20. Maybe 20, 21. He was like, you have to let him go. Hi, Sheila. Hi. So finally, I had to let him go. Because, I want to listen to my dad. I know he knows. He has my best interests at heart. It took me 3 years to get over that boy. 3 years, y'all. I was crying. I was in the closet crying. I had a studio apartment then. I would take all my shoes out of the closet and I would go in there and cry because it was just one room. The room was, I don't think the room was as big as my dining room. I'm sitting in my dining room. The studio apartment was so small. So you either go in the bathroom or in the closet. And I would go in the closet because if I went in my bathroom, my neighbor would hear me crying. He Johnny, you all right, Johnny? Somebody messing with you? I was like, no. So, or I would go in the tub and turn the shower on so he wouldn't hear me. So I figured I went in the closet. I would just cry. I cried 3 years. 3 years I cried. So my whole time in college, I was just trying to get over my first love. Shh, Sheila. Shh. So my years in college, guys, was just me getting over my college sweetheart. So I never met anyone else. There was one guy I met, but he was just, at the end, I met a guy, but he was just, he wasn't it. Okay. So let me tell you about my husband. Yeah, most of you guys have already know the story. You've read it in the book. I hope you guys have picked up The Naked Wife. The Naked Wife. I think I shared it in here. I don't remember. But in my next book coming, How to Gather Date on the Guys You Meet, a lot of stories is in there. So anyways, we met. And the night we met, I wasn't paying attention, right? Even though I went out so I could possibly meet someone, I wasn't paying attention because it was a networking event and I was trying to sell my book. So I was sitting across from my coworker. My other coworker wife was sitting like on the other side, and Michael comes in, knows my coworker wife. They greeted, they went to school together. He sat down talking to her right next to me. So he was talking to my coworker, talking. So I would dip in and out of the conversation, trying to sell my book, trying to give out my business cards and stuff like that. Because it was, it was a networking event. I would get up, walk around, look at things that other people have. I'll come back to my seat and I would dip in and out of the conversation. So I thought he liked my girlfriend, who was engaged at that time. And because I said, he's talking to her a lot, he must really like her. So I text her, I say, he must really like you, he's talking to you a lot. She was like, no, he really likes you. Or did she text me to say he likes me because he's been watching? I don't remember. But she said, no, he likes you. He's been watching you. Every time you got up and walk away, he was watching you. His eyes followed you wherever you went. He was looking at you. He was watching. I think he really liked you. So I was like, no, John. Selling my book. Bye. So he offered to buy us drinks. So we said no, because we didn't know him. He was a stranger. We didn't know if he was trying to put something in our drink. So my coworker and I, we got up and we was dancing. He came over there and was dancing. We was like, why are you trying to dance with us? We don't know him. But we turned our back on him and we was dancing. So after the music was finished, we came back, we sat down talking some more. I'm still trying to sell my book. So then he leaned over to me and he said, are those your mother's legs, or do you have your mother's legs? I think he said, I'm gonna ask him, you must have your mother's legs. And I was like, what did you say? Because then I caught it. I was like, oh, he's flirting, he's interested. And honey, I sat up. I changed. I sat up. I turned. I gave him more legs. I had on little black dress and tall boots. This was in like November, so it was raining or something. Boots that came all up to my knees. And I gave him more legs, and I just took it in. We were talking, and we spent the rest of the night talking, and you work where? Oh, interesting. He said, I'm gonna take you out, and I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna call you. We're gonna take out. First of all, it took him a whole month, y'all. A whole month, but that's another story because I know time is going. So anyways, we're talking. It's months now. He's asking to meet my dad, and we're talking about, life and plans and future and stuff. So when I asked him if he wanted to have kids, he was like, this is his answer. He would say, if God blessed us. So I'm like, huh? Like, can you, yes or no? I'm like, to the point, yes, no. I don't need all this dragged out stuff. Oh, Sheila. Oh, I'm going to tell that story when I have more time. Hi, Jackson. Erica, hi. I was like, wait, what? No, I need a yes or no. Do you want to have kids? Yes or no? He would say, if God bless us. So I was like, like, okay, fall back. Stop taking calls. I have to go. Okay. All right, honey. I love you. I love you, Sheila. Thanks for jumping on. Stop taking calls. So then he noticed, what's wrong? Why are you not accepting my call? Oh, I'm busy. You want to go out? No, thanks. I'm busy. You're busy? Uh-huh. Everything he asked, I said, no, thanks. I don't think we're going in the same direction. What do you mean we're not going in the same direction? I thought things was going great. Well, I asked you about the kids and you said, if God blesses. Well, isn't that a good answer? I was like, no, I need a yes or no. Well, anyways, I have to go. Bye. Hang up the phone. I stopped talking to him. I was like, you know what? I don't have time to waste. I can't waste my time talking to you. Do you want to have kids or not? Because when we first met, I remember him saying he was in his mid-40s. He was never married, don't have any kids. So he said, well, at that time he was like thinking he just wasn't going to meet anyone, because he said he haven't met anyone he wanted to spend the rest of his life with, which is why he wasn't married. And he never had any kids because his mother told him, unless you're married, don't have no kids. So that was good. So I remember him saying, he's old, he probably too old to have kids and blah, blah, blah. So now we're talking, he's pursuing me and I'm like, do you want to have kids? Yes or no? I need a yes or a no. So I stopped talking to him. And I remember he was getting ready to go away, because his big conference is in the summer. And he was just calling and texting and leaving messages and, can I come by your house? Can I bring you some roses? No, I'm busy. And so then I finally gave in. I said, you know what? Let me just go meet him, because, he's working on this conference and I know I don't want him to be like, stressed out or whatever. So he said, oh, good. Can I take you out to dinner? I was like, no. You can meet me. You can meet me at the Home Depot parking lot. On my way home. I don't have time to stop and have dinner or meet you anywhere else. No, you cannot come to my house to meet me. And I don't have time to meet you anywhere else. But on my way home, you can meet me at the Home Depot parking lot. He was like, Home Depot? I was like, yes, the Home Depot parking lot. The one up the street. He was like, oh, okay, I'll meet you there. So I got to the Home Depot parking lot and he was there. So he came to open my car door. I locked the door. He said, so he knocked on my window. I cracked the window. I was like, yes, can I help you? He was like, aren't you going to get out? I was like, no, I don't have time. I have to go home. I have to get Lexi. Well, could you wind your window down? I just cracked it one little inch more. So he's sweating, it's summer and he's sweating. He looked like he's sweating a whole lot more. He was like, well, I just wanted to talk to you because, I'm getting ready to go away. And he go away for 2-3 weeks. And, I just wanted to make sure we're okay before I go away. And, you're not taking my calls. You don't want to go out with me. What's wrong? So we talked. I said, I need a yes or a no. Okay? Because if it's a no, I'm moving on. I don't have time to play games. I need a yes. But isn't that a good answer? If God bless us? I was like, no, God already blessed us in Genesis. He already said, be fruitful, multiply. Like, I need a yes. He's like, of course I want to have children with you. I love you. That is one of the reasons why I was interested in you, because when I first met you, you was talking about your daughter, and I thought to myself, wow, that would be a good mother to my children. That's one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you, because you're such a great mom. So I was like, well, why didn't you just say yes? I don't want to say maybe, because I have known in my book, there's 2 stories in my book of women who got married to men and come to find out they didn't want to have kids. One guy had a vasectomy, didn't tell her, okay? One other one didn't want to have kids, okay? So for me, I wanted a yes or a no. And I've known women who married. I've known somebody recently had to get a divorce because he didn't want to have kids. And I know somebody else who's in an interracial marriage who she want to have kids and he doesn't. And she's going on 50 and still no babies. So for me, guys, I wanted a yes or a no. And of course, you know, we have a beautiful little baby boy. He's 4. And when we got married, I did not want to get pregnant right away. And I was 35 when I got married. So my doctor, who's been my doctor since I was 17, she wouldn't give me any birth control, because I've never been on any birth control, because I've been celibate for years. And she was like, you don't need any birth control. Just go ahead, get pregnant now. Get pregnant. The night of your wedding, get pregnant. No birth control. I was like, Doc, I can't do that. That's too much. You know, we're going to be moving in the house. You know, we have to get used to each other. It's me, him, and Lexi. So we have to get to know each other. We need to bond. I can't bring another baby in this situation right now. I can't. I need at least a year. So she was like, okay. So we got married in May, and then we moved in the house, and then the next January we started trying, and we got pregnant in April. So it was like a year to our marriage that the Lord blessed us with a little baby. And of course we're working on another one. Yeah. Yes, ladies. So I almost dropped him because I wasn't sure. Like, I wanted a yes. Some questions you need a yes, just like the one with my daughter, with the guy who wanted her to move into a home. If he brings something up like that, you need to get clarification. This is why certain things being discussed in front of a counselor is important, because you can go back and pull your notes out and say, see, on this date we talked about this, and this is what you said. So now you want to change your mind. Okay? So, yes, I almost dropped him because I just wasn't sure, and I needed a yes. His answer was not a yes or a no. And just by saying, if God blessed us, was not good enough for me, because God already blessed us in Genesis, right? Genesis, he's told Adam and Eve, be fruitful, be multiply. So God already blessed us. But some people don't want to have kids. And hi, Bay, at his age, my husband was 46 when I met him. So, you know, at 46, he's thinking, child, he ain't gonna have no kids because he haven't met anyone. But then he met me. Yeah. So that's my story, guys. That's my story. That is my story. Yeah, so let me go back and answer some of these questions. Any other questions? Let me turn this down. Oh, thank you, Coco. Thank you. I wrote a lot in the book that's coming. How to gather data on the guys you meet. Hi, Casey. How are you? I miss Casey. I didn't see you. Coco. Oh, thank you, Coco. Thank you. Thank you. Let me go in here and see if I can. It really is a beautiful story, guys. And then when we met, we met at the end of the year. So he said he was going to call me and take me out, right? It took him a whole month. But ladies, this is what I mean about dating. Is all about gathering data, dating multiple guys at once. You don't just meet a guy and he's it. You just put all of your hopes and dreams in his one little flimsy holy full of whole basket, because you don't know. So what if I was sitting waiting for him to call me a whole month? I would have wasted a whole month. But I was going out, I was meeting other guys. As a matter of fact, when he jumped in my inbox on social media, it was a picture of me on another date with a guy. Well, the guy wasn't in the picture, because I don't post my guys on Facebook when I was dating. I know ladies do that, but I don't. I just posted a picture of me, and I said something about my waistline, and he jumped in my inbox and said, "Oh, your waistline is beautiful. There's nothing wrong with it." I was reading those messages the other day. But it was a month from when we met. So he said, I was busy. I have end of year contracts and end of year reviews and stuff that I have to do. So, I was busy. And so he finally called me. I think it was a Thursday. And he wanted to take me out the next day. And I said, no, ladies. He wanted to take you out the next day. You tell him, no, I'm busy. Don't let him think you're just sitting at home waiting for him to call you to take you, like you don't have a life. I was like, no, I'm busy tomorrow night. How about Saturday? Busy. And definitely not Sunday. So he said Monday. So I was like, okay, Monday. And I told you guys about the Applebee's story, how he said, okay, I'm going to make reservations at this restaurant. So I was like, where? He was like, so, and he was in the restaurant business. So he know a lot of restaurants and businesses and places and stuff like that. I was like, oh no, I can't go that far. I can't, it's, I need to be close home to Lexi, because, at that time I had just started to leave Lexi alone by herself. So he said, okay, well, why don't you pick a place? So I was like, well, Applebee's. He was like, Applebee's? I was like, yeah, it's like around the corner from my house. It's like 5 minutes. I used to live in Chancellor to Bergen. That was it. Drive down Chancellor, make the left on Bergen, take Bergen all the way out. 5 minutes. He was like, Applebee's? You want to go to Applebee's? I was like, yeah, Applebee's. Yeah, it's 5 minutes from my house. If there's an emergency, Lexi need me, I can get home in 5 minutes. Right, Coco. So he was like, you sure you don't want to go to so-and-so? I was like, no, it's too far. Hi, Terica. I was like, no, it's too far. Applebee's is fine. I'm fine with Applebee's. So about 50% of our dates were at Applebee's. So the Monday, he called. He said, I have a board meeting. I can't get out. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get out. Hi, Stanley. And I was like, okay. And he didn't have a car, guys. So, ladies, this is another thing why you need to get data. My husband did not have a car when I met him. He didn't need a car. He lived in Society Hill. He come out of where his house was, walk 3 blocks to the light rail, get on the light rail, and go to New York. He works in New York. And he traveled a lot, so he didn't need a car. But every time he came to see me, he had a car. So he said, you know what? I remember then he called back. He said, you know what? I'm going to get a car and I'm going to come see you. Because he can get a car to pick him up, drop him off, so on and so forth. He said, I'm going to get a car to come and see you. So I was like, okay. I remember it was raining, first date. And I remember sitting in front of him, looking at him, and I'm like, this is one handsome man. Because, I like handsome guys. I can't do no ugly man. Text my girlfriend. I was like, girl, he is so good looking. But yeah, it took him a whole month to call me. To take me out. A whole month. And then we went to Applebee's. So when he proposed at the other restaurant that you have to make reservations for. You just can't just show up. Talk about I need a table for 2. That's where he Mathis. I can't pronounce your first name because I don't want to mess up people's name. People get upset. You're messing up my name. Welcome. Yeah, so it took him a month to call me. But when he called me, when we finally went out, it was on. He was on it. He was hitting everything. He was doing everything. Halfway through the dinner, he was like, "Can I take you out again tomorrow night?" I was like, "Oh no, I'm busy." Ladies, 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 don't meet a guy and then he's it. You're with him every day. You're on the phone with him all day. You're texting him all day. Like you don't have a life. Okay, so when he asked me if he wanted to take me out to dinner tomorrow night, I said no. And, he works in the city. So by the time he get to Jersey, sometime it's 7, 8 o'clock, unless he leaves early. So and I told him I only have 2 hours. That's it. So we got to eat in 2 hours and be out. We never did dinner and a movie. I just couldn't do it because dinner was 2 hours. You sit, you order your food, you eat. It's time to go. Goodbye. See you again another time. We've never done dinner and a movie while we were dating. Never. Unless it was like a Saturday, Alexa was away somewhere or something. So I went out Monday with him. He wanted to go out tomorrow. I said no. So, how to gather data on the guys you meet, Kevin. How are you, Kevin? Then I was talking about some of the guys I dropped while I was dating. So I went out with him Monday night, Wednesday, Friday, and then by the fourth date, I'm like, okay, he's serious. He's on it. I said, the two Michaels are upstairs arguing. We went for a walk. I took him to the park to walk because I want to make sure he could keep up with me, ladies. So physicality, I forgot what number that is on my list. But that was very important to me that, I used to run track. So I want to make sure he was on it. Kevin, you already know my stories. You don't need to get no popcorn. We've been friends forever. Yeah. So that's it, guys. So he proposed to me less than a year. He proposed. He was on it. He asked to meet my dad. I remember the day he told me he loved me. The first time he told me he loved me, I said, "Oh, thank you." I wasn't about to, "Oh my God, I love you too. I love you too." No, I was still getting the information. I did not have all the data I needed. Okay, until I have all the data I needed, I will not be falling in love. Control your emotions, ladies. Control your emotions. Okay. I was like, "Oh, thank you. That is so sweet." He was looking at me like, and I gave him a hug. I remember too. Kevin. I gave him a hug. The two Michaels are arguing upstairs. Perfect answer. Right. Thank you, Coco. Thank you. So what time is it? Oh, it's 10:15. So thank you guys for jumping on with me. I'm so glad the ladies did. And oh, Kevin, we're talking about saving the cookie. Yes. Has it been? What, Kevin? How long has what been? So a lot of my sisters didn't have dates tonight. So we did a pajama party to just talk about how to gather data on the guys we meet and talk about some of the guys I dropped and how I almost dropped my husband. My no husband, because, I wasn't sure about some things because I didn't believe in wasting time. Don't waste time. You've been married 6 years this year, Kevin. We'll be married 6 years, yeah. And I feel as if we're still on our honeymoon. But like I told someone, I think the continual counseling helps. Going to counseling continually helps. Sitting down with a counselor 3-4 times a year helps. If If I feel like he's not hearing me, I just call the counselor. I call the doctor. And he'll call him. He'll text him. And then my husband travels, so I think that helps. Hi, Ann. Hello. I think that helps. So, ladies, when you get married, you just have to try to do different things to. He needs counsel with you. You're a handful. Oh, I've changed, Kevin. I'm better. Yeah. So, ladies, when you meet these guys, listen, don't waste any time. Get the information. This is why we talked about the list the last time we talked. Having your list, knowing what you want, knowing what you need. You don't have to run the list down. You don't have to run the list down and say, here, answer these 10 questions. No, some things you don't even have to ask. I think I shared how I knew he was a tither. So like 2 weeks after we started talking, he had to travel, and he said, I have to run to the church and drop my tithes and offering off, and I want to come by and give you a hug. And I was like, yes, that's my number 2, tithing. So, you don't have to run your list down. It's being wise. It's being knowing how to get your questions in, knowing how to strategically and skillfully ask questions so that you can get the data that you need to make a decision. I know I've heard of couples married, and she don't know how much he make. Like, how is that possible? Before I married my husband, before I would marry him, I said, when he proposed, I need a blood test, and you're going to go to my doctor. I need your W-2. And I need your credit report. Because I just want to make sure you're not going to give me anything I can't get rid of. I want to make sure your income is what you say it is. You're not lying. I didn't say, you're lying. I'm just saying to you guys, this is why I asked. And I want to know there's nothing on your credit report that I can't live with. We all have something on our credit, right? When I met him, I was still paying my student loans. And whipped it out during the day. No, Shonda. No. No, Shonda. Kevin, that's because, Kevin, you're probably a multi-millionaire. You're sitting on millions of dollars, Kevin. Okay, so ladies, don't be afraid to get the information you need. You need to. Before I married him, he gave me a beautiful ring, but before I married him, these are the things I need, because I'm not about to marry something and then wake up tomorrow morning and find out, it's not what it is. Okay. And of course, it was no problem. He was like, sure, W-2 here. Went to his job. Went to the office. So and so. Print my W-2 for Janice. Give it right here. So I know it was what it was. I know what it was. Credit report. Hi, Rebecca. Yep. Don't be afraid. This is your life. The man you choose will determine the rest of your life. Don't be afraid to get the data you need. I'm talking about when you're really, really dating and you have a ring and you need to get some more information. Okay. But when you're just meeting, like today, oh my God, I don't even know if I should share this, but I read something, I just almost pulled my hair out, but I'm not going to share it. I'll tell you guys inbox about it. But, ladies, we have to use wisdom, okay? We have to use wisdom, okay? When we're talking to men and when we're trying to get the information we need, when we're trying to communicate our needs to them, when we're trying to communicate what we need, we must use wisdom. Okay. I did it. I did. It was a lunch date on a work day. Had to get answers quickly. Yeah. So just have those main questions. So when I met my husband, we talked. He went to Metropolitan. Okay, good. Okay, but that doesn't mean he's born again. So I still had to get the born again part. And then, just paying attention to how he treats you. That's one thing my dad says. Pay attention to how he treats you. Is he a gentleman? Does he open the door? One thing I love about my husband. Oh, he's a perfect gentleman. That's another thing. That was the thing that got my attention that night. I was like, oh, he's such a gentleman. And get this, ladies, when I was leaving, he said, I'm gonna call you and I'm gonna take you. I was like, I went to, I said, I just want to say thank you again. You've just been a perfect, my husband is a little bit taller than me. Like he's 6 feet, so he's way taller than me. Just thank you so much. You're just such a perfect gentleman, and I just really appreciate you. Thank you. And I gave him a hug, and he still talk about that today. He was like, oh, you was just so sweet, and you was just so kind, and he was like, and you was so gracious. He said he has never had a woman to tell him thank you for buying drinks. We accepted drinks. When the waiter came over, he offered again, and my coworker and I, we accepted the drinks. Can you imagine? Never had someone to say thank you for drinks. That's, to me, I'm like, what? Are you sure? They never said thank you. I was like, no. He said, I love that about you. He was very gracious. So guys, be gracious. Ladies, be gracious. Okay? Be gracious. Men, they love to be admired. And thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, Lord, he didn't know the real you. I'll tell him to talk to you, okay? But 6 years, he know now. We've been married for 6 years. Hi, Jermaine. We've been married for 6 years, so he's we're good. We're good. We're good. We're perfect. We're a perfect match for each other. We're a perfect match. Okay. Did somebody ask me a question? Thank you guys for jumping on with me. Did anybody else have a question? So Shonda, yeah, thank you, Kevin. Don't do that. Don't have your list out, like roll it out, like, you born again? How many kids you got? You get along with the baby mama? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just be soft and kind and gracious. You too real estate to come. We do. I would say, like, he was what I need. I needed him. Like, I had to marry somebody like him. Like, I had to, I had to. When he walks in the room, his presence just changed the atmosphere, my husband is very mild-tempered, very, very, very soft, very perfect gentleman, very calm. The first time I heard him raise his voice was little Michael was 2. He was running towards the street. That's the first time I've heard my husband raise his voice. He doesn't raise his voice. I keep my list. I interview on the first day, and your answer tell me if you get a second chance. And your answers tell me if you get a second chance. Okay, Kevin, what kind of questions do you ask Kevin? Ladies, this is my very, very good old friend, Kevin. Kevin, what kind of questions do you ask on dates? What kind of questions would you tell the ladies to ask guys? Be interesting to see what the guys have to say. Oh, excuse me. Do tell Kevin, we're all waiting. We want to hear some of the questions. And Kevin, I wanted to Kevin understand, because I think Kevin, we're Kojic, right? We came from the Kojic church. I was gonna have some apple cider, right? But I didn't want the saints accusing me of drinking on Facebook. So I decided to go with water. How does he relate to his mother and parents? That's a good one. My dad told me about that. See how he treats his mother. And my husband loves his mama. I would say she's his God. Bless her soul. She's with the Lord now. We need more questions, Kevin. And ladies, remember, you're listening to be practical. Think about the rest of your life. How the rest of your life is going to be. So for me, born again, to tither, peace. My husband, we have never had a fight about money. Never. Not tithing, not bills, nothing. Kevin, we need some more questions from you. As I have gotten older, one of the first questions I ask, are you married? Shada, you wouldn't think you would have to ask that, right? If a man is pursuing you. You wouldn't think you would have to ask, oh, wait a minute, where is Denise? I'm just realizing Denise is not here. You wouldn't have to think that, right? If a man is pursuing you, he's interested, he's not married. But you're right. You have to ask, are you married? Because, these men, you don't know these days. You probably need to Google check him, make sure his name don't show up. And, and see, Kevin asked the same thing. Are you dating, married, or separated? Casey said, how soon should you ask a man about his goals or plans? I normally come out the gate with it. My coworker said I asked college entrance exam. Yeah, Casey, you don't do that. Yeah. You I don't think you were on when I was talking about, it's getting a little chilly down here, and I think Lexi took my robe. I have a robe to go. I think Lexi took it. Because everything around here that's girly, she thinks it's hers. She takes it. So come up with your list, Casey. Come up with your list, and then from your list, you build, you ask questions from your list, but you don't just. So what's your 10-year plan on a first date? You don't do that. You allow him to lead the conversation, because guys want to talk about themselves. Okay, as women, we want to talk about ourselves, and we want to talk this, and we want to say this, and we want to say that, and we want to say that. But we need to allow them to talk, and by them talking, you can get a lot of information by sitting back and allowing guys to talk. You just have to be patient. Okay? But we don't want to do that. We want to tell him all about us. And so what the guys do, they just sit back and eat it all up and try to figure out how they can, you know. Where is my sister, Denise? She must be working late. Yeah, Casey. So don't do that. Okay? Just try to kind of slow down, lean back, enjoy the conversation, allow him to lead, and based on his leading, you follow, right? And so you kind of have your questions ready. So my husband, okay, I knew he went to Metropolitan. So I'm sure maybe at dinner we talked more about church, and so I said, so how long have you been born again? You know. And then, if he said born again, what that mean? you know. You already know. Okay? So he told me, oh, I was raised up in this church, and then I was going to this church when I was living down there. And then when I moved up here, I came to this church. I was like, okay, all right, okay. How soon should I ask a man? Casey, So for the goals, Casey, and the plan, when you say plans, what does that mean? Because another thing women do is, I've seen it so many times, is they meet a guy and they say, so what's your intention towards me? And I'm like, you did not just ask that. Why do you just, don't do that. Okay? Are you dating, married? Right. And woman. What are your purpose in life? Kevin, we don't need all these questions on the first date, Kevin. Okay? I asked your 5-minute plan. 5-minute plan. Your 5-minute plan. Yes, once I find out his full government name, I Google and look up public. Yes, I did that too. Stop talking too much, ladies. Hi, Sonia. Stop talking. We love to talk. We want to talk a lot. Let me put my coat on because I'm a little chilly. We want to talk and talk. Oh, I'm so, and I have this, and I have 6 cats, and 10 houses, and 15 degrees, and 12 cars. And he's just sitting there like, just stop talking. Let him talk. And you can listen. And you'll learn a lot from what he has to say. I watch what she orders. Yes, that's a good one, ladies. Okay? Stop ordering the most expensive thing on the menu like nobody never brought you out nowhere. And pay attention to what he orders, too. Shows that she respects your money. Absolutely. Yes. That's a good one, Kevin, because something my husband have said to me, he said, I watch how you were with your money, and I noticed you didn't waste your money. And because you didn't waste yours, I know you wasn't going to waste mine. I didn't even know that man was paying attention to how I spent my money. I didn't know, but he was paying attention. He was paying attention. So he already know he can trust me with his money. I remember one time he sent me to the store. I think he was making me dinner or something. And he sent me to the store, right? To the supermarket. And I brought his change back. And I gave him his change. And he almost fainted. He was, you brought me change? Yeah. I got no change before. You sent me to the store. You have change. See, all those little things, ladies, all those little things. I never asked a man his intention. His actions will show. That's right. I've never asked a guy. I've never never asked. My father usually does, though. After we've been dating, whenever a guy asks to meet my dad, be ready. He's asking, what are your intentions towards my daughter and my granddaughter? And see what he says. First date, I'm not wasting my time. Slow down, Kevin. I mean, like what you want to with yourself, like what you plan to do next year or something. Okay, I can see what you're saying, Casey, but is he not doing something right now? Is he not doing something, Casey? I mean, if he has a career, and ladies learn there's a difference between a career and a job. Yes, we say a job. I want him to have a good job, but it's actually a career. Okay? Casina. Hi, Casina. Right, over. His actions will tell everything. Yes. I order around the dollar amount of what he orders. Yes, and remember, ladies, we talked about this. When you go to nice restaurant, don't be yelling out your order, okay? Pay attention. If you ever go to an upscale, a nice restaurant, even the little restaurants around here, when you're sitting with a man, when the waiter comes, the waiter usually asks the gentleman, what are we having? Because the proper thing is for your date to ask you. Like when my husband and I go out, we still do it. We were supposed to go out Tuesday. It was supposed to be our Valentine celebration, but it snowed. He always asks me, so honey, what are you thinking about having? If we go to the same restaurant, he already know because I always order the same thing. But if we go somewhere different, or I'll look through the whole menu, he'll say, well, you know, I'm having my regular. And when the waiter come, he will turn to Michael and say, what are you guys thinking of having? And he will say, my beautiful wife will have A, B, C, D, and she will have this to drink, and I will have. Okay, so allow him to order. And somebody say, I can order. I don't need him ordering from me. Allow him to order, ladies. Allow him to order. I do ask what your end game is when it comes to dating. Marriage, Kevin. I've got compliments on not ordering like I'm crazy in a restaurant. Right, like you've never eaten before. And do not clean your plate, ladies. When you go out on dates, don't clean the plate. Leave a little something on the plate, okay? Slowing down gets you used up. I'm just interested in knowing what he wants to do. With his life, Casey, with his life, marriage, or is he going on a trip? Or Casey, yeah, we gotta talk, girl. We gotta get your questions together, baby. We gotta work on your questions, okay? We have to work on getting you some questions together, okay? Some things you have to let develop over the course of time. Conversation. Yes, Coco, tell him. Kevin, did you hear that? You have some things you just have to let develop. Yes, yield to your date and see if he leads in orders for you. Yes, see, ladies, Kevin is telling you what, you know, yield to your date and see if he leads and orders for you. That's another thing. You can tell what kind of guy he is. You know, when the waiter comes, he said, I'm going to have this, and then look at you, and you're sitting there looking at him like, okay? You said the end game is marriage, but not everyone feels that way. True, Kevin, you're right. Not everyone wants to get married, right? We are interviewing, but it shouldn't feel like an interview, right? It shouldn't feel like an interview, Kevin. It shouldn't feel like an interview. That's what I'm saying, ladies. Don't be like, what's your intention? What's your 5-year plan? You can't do that. It's supposed to be fun, enjoying a relaxing atmosphere. You're supposed to be enjoying each other's company, you know. Don't let it be like an interview, like you're interviewing for a job. You don't want that. Okay, it needs to be laid back, relax, but get, ask a question here and there. Yes, with his life, I'm not including myself at the beginning. Okay, Casey, so you want to know about him. Right, so you just let him talk. You just let him talk. So, guys love to talk, okay? They like to talk about themselves and, what they do. And listen, if you ever hear two guys meet at the airport on a plane. Hi, John. I'm Bob. Hi, Bob. Nice to meet you. So, Bob, what do you do for a living? Okay? They like to talk about what they do. Now, you hear ladies talking. Hi, I'm Janice. I'm Mary. Hi, Mary. Oh, that's a beautiful name. Do you have any children? Oh, I have one. He's 4. Just listen to the difference. Listen to the difference. So let a guy talk. Let them talk. So tell me, like one guy who said the pastor was using the money to buy shoes and drive big truck. He ain't paying no tithes because the pastor is using his money. I was like, oh, really? Oh, wow. Tell me more. Just let him talk. You get all the information you need. Okay? You get all the information you need. You don't even have to argue him. Tithes of the Bible say you should tithe. And God say you are cursed with a curse if you don't tithe. You don't have to do all of that. I've seen people done this. Trust me. I've been in the church my whole life. I've seen it. Just relax. Just be like, oh, you don't tithe? What happened? Oh, wow. Tell me more. Touch him. Touch his hands. Be like, oh, tell me more. And let him talk. Let him go. Okay? Yes, last date ordered for me. He leave the whole date. It was a good date, but he wanted me to buy him things. Oh, Shonda, no, honey. Oh, no. I dropped a guy who borrowed money from me. No man could borrow money from me except my brothers. Because I'm the oldest, so. What kind of things he wanted you to buy him, Shonda? Lies. Kevin says lies. Kevin just want to rush, get to it. That's men. Microwave. Men are microwave. Women are like old wooden stove. It takes us a long time to get there. Sometimes I feel like I'm interviewing people. Okay, Casey, yeah, we're going to work on that. You don't want it to feel like an interview. And you don't want him to feel like an interview. Remember my dad, he says, interview them. He says, pay attention to everything he does. So I didn't argue with him why he didn't open the door, why he didn't pull out my chair, why is he picking his... maybe I said something about the fork. Because that's disgusting. At a dinner table. Okay? Nasty. Okay? I don't even want to see my husband floss. Ew. And I love him. I don't want to see him floss. The only person I can see floss are the kids, because I have to help them. But other than that, I don't want to see you picking your teeth at the dinner table. That's disgusting. So, Casey, we're going to work on your list, and we're going to work on your interviewing. You don't want it to feel like you're interviewing him. You don't want it to feel that way. You want it to flow. And you need to give him opportunities. Hi, Denise. I miss you. Denise, I feel unloved by you. You didn't come on. But I know you love me. And I love you too. Okay? Yes, that's exactly how it goes, Janice. Coco. Yes. Say, oh, really? Oh, my. If you have little boys or little kids, just let them talk. Mommy, Mommy, this happened today. Really? Tell what happened. And mommy, and this happened, and Miss Mina said, and mommy, and Miss Sonia said, and Miss Sonia, Miss Sonia want me to bring back my folder. Mommy, Miss Mina's not happy about me not bringing my folder. I need to bring my folder. Really? Oh, and then what else happened? That's how you have to do it, ladies, okay? Let them talk. You don't go talking, giving it all away. Let them talk so you could gather your data. Okay, you are, but they shouldn't feel that way. Yeah. Invitica watches business cards for his business polo shirts. Shonda, I don't get that one. Okay. Oh, watches. Girl, no. Drop him. We don't, He trying to mooch off of you. Okay? We don't want that. I'm here a lot going on. Okay, Denise. Okay, do we need to talk? We need to talk, darling. Y'all can waste all that time if you like. One and done. Kevin, all that money you're sitting on, you could take a girl out 2 or 3 dates. Mike Hills will talk for a half hour straight and I've barely said anything. Exactly, Coco. They are just like that. You have to let them talk. Just give them an opportunity to talk. And while they're talking, do not look bored like... Don't be bored. Be happy. Really? Oh, wow. Interesting. That's amazing. Awesome. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's wonderful. Real. Oh, tell me more. That was such a great story. Tell me another one. Get all the data you need. Let him talk. Let him talk. I do love you too, Denise. Kevin says not. Accept my video request. Oh, wait. You're sending me a video request? I don't see it. Wait. It's on this phone. Kevin wants to come on. You're receiving an invite to join. Add. No answer from live video guests. Kevin, I try to add you. Oh, it's almost 11 o'clock. I'm going to go to bed. Okay, let's try it again. Approved. They'll receive. No, add. No answer. Kevin, I try to add you, dear. It's not let. No, you're not on. Because I have 3 things going. I have that phone recording, I have my other phone here, and I have my computer. Yes, guys. So let them talk, ladies. Okay. Kevin just want to get the answer done. Next. Next. But something, a lot of guys I didn't go out with. A lot of guys I did not go out with because I got some information on the phone that, oh, I'm looking real sleepy. That I didn't have to go out with them. So get whatever information you can get. Do you guys like my sign? It says mermaid have more fun. This one makes me look dizzy, child. This one says mermaid has more fun. This one says hugs and kisses. And then this one says nap queen. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. It's almost 11 o'clock. Thanks for jumping on with me. This was fun. Kevin, I don't know. I try to accept your video thing, but it's not coming on. And for the new people that came on, Say hello to Princess Ariel. Yeah, she's my favorite princess. She's our guest of honor tonight. Yeah, see, Ariel and I have the same, almost the same color here. I'm not sure why it's not working either, Kevin. It's time for bed. Yes, it's 11 o'clock. And hopefully you guys like my new decorations for you guys. I changed the color. I changed the color for you guys to make it like, you know, the sea. Ariel color. I went with the Ariel theme with her green and purple. All right, lovelies. Thank you guys for jumping on with me. I love you guys. My new book is coming out soon on how to gather data on the guys you meet. Oh, before I go. So in my book, wait a minute, Coco. Belle is your favorite. Oh, I wrote about Belle and I was about to boil your water for the tea. Ariel too. Yes, Denise. I have an Ariel too. Yes, Denise have an Ariel. Okay, guys, real quick before you go, let me give you guys something to laugh about. So, in my book, Kevin, cover your ears, cover your ears. I talked about, I talk about the different guys you meet and how they use different things to try to get our attention. Because the same way we use what we have to get their attention, they use what they have to get our attention. You know, we have the, and so in the book, I wrote about Mr. Dingaling. Yes, honey. Mr. Dingaling. You might want to sit down for this one. I should warm my tea, Kevin. You're right. Mr. Dingaling Print. He's the guy that likes to show the print of his dingaling. So yesterday, I went out, to buy my hair. To buy some hair. And it was, it wasn't a very cold day. It was windy, and I love winter. So I'm walking, and here's this guy coming towards me. Nicely dressed, slacks. And, I'm just walking. I'm enjoying the scenery. I had just bought myself a new hat, and Kevin said, time to go. Yes, Kevin, time to go. Bye-bye, Kevin. We'll talk, dearie. We'll talk. Because we have to get you married, honey. We have to get you married off. Kevin, where are you again? In Chicago? I have lots of girls in Chicago. So he's walking, and I'm walking. Tall guy. So he saw me walking, right? He pulled up his pants like all the way. You know how they grab like the seat of the pants? He grabbed it and pull it, and like he pushed it out like that. And then he looked up at me. And I'm looking at him like, and all I could think about is Mr. Diggly Print. Kevin, yep, I got Mr. Gray sweatpants in there. I got my gray sweatpants. All I thought about was Mr. Diggling Print. Baltimore. Who's in Baltimore? Kevin, I forgot how old you are again. Throw a strap in. And I just thought about Mr. Diggling Print. Because there was this guy, right, that would go around, and the way he sat and took pictures. So he's diggling. So be mindful, ladies. Be mindful. Be mindful when the guy's trying to get your attention with the print of his dingling. Oh my God. Shonda. Okay. Okay, Kevin. Here is Sister Shonda from the Eastern Shore. Oh God. Kevin, I told you we got 50 fine. Yes, 50 and fine. Yes. So we gotta get you married, Kevin. Come on now. Come on, Kevin. You come. I gotta talk to you. I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you. 51. Fine, Kevin. We gonna talk, bro. You gotta inbox me, cause yeah, it's time for you to get married, brother. Come on now. Time, okay? We need to get you a wife. Quick. Okay? So we need to talk. Lots of ladies, lots of Kojic sisters in Baltimore waiting for a husband. Sitting at the church. Waiting for you to come find them at the church, Kevin. Why haven't you gone to find them yet? All right, guys. It's 11 o'clock. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Thank you guys for jumping on with me. I don't know when I'm going to come on again. Marriage is over. Oh, Lord. Time to go, ladies. Time to go. Let's run. Let's run. Good night, y'all. I love y'all. Kevin said marriage is overrated. Lies. We got to go. I love y'all. My book is coming out soon. How to gather data on the guys you meet. I love you guys. We'll talk inbox and we'll talk in our other groups. Let's go. Goodbye. Good night, everyone. Run. Run, ladies. Run, ladies. Run. Kevin said marriage is overrated. Run. Good night.